Hi everyone, and thanks for attending this talk. I'm going to talk about our research, which is on tracking and advertising on children website. I'm Zahra, a PhD student from Radboud University, and this is a joint work with my colleague from Radboud University, KU Leuven, and Ruhr University Bochum. On the modern web, trackers and advertisers often exploit online user behavior without their consent, and they create a detailed profile of a user, including their preference and interest for monetizing users, actually for targeted advertising. Also, there are other kind of ads that are disturbing in their content, inappropriate and disgusting to attract attention. A recent research from University of Washington focused on the content of the advertisement. They conducted a survey to determine the type of ads that people do not like them. And in a later study, they find a lot of this inappropriate advertisement on news and misinformation websites. So, while online tracking and targeted advertising can pose a threat to the user of all age, children are much more vulnerable. Prior research has shown that children tend to misunderstand the message of advertisement and tend to focus more on a negative side of the message. For instance, gambling ads and food advertising. But despite the critical nature of this issue, there is not a large scale study focusing on website directed at this vulnerable group. So to bridge this gap, we investigated tracking and advertising practice on child-directed websites. Of course, these threats are so important that governments around the world are also trying to take some serious actions. For instance, in the EU, DSA forbids targeting children with ads based on profiling, or in the US under COPPA, data collection for targeted advertising on this website is only allowed after getting verifiable parental consent. And actually, our study is timely due to this upcoming and recent changes in laws that aim to protect children on the internet. So we wonder what's the state of the targeted and personalized advertising showing to children now. So we conducted this empirical measurement research, and we measure advertisement, including targeted and improper advertisement. So we focus on especially on four categories that prior research and regulatory reports argue that these categories can be specifically harmful to children, including dating, mental health, weight loss, and race ads. We also detect third-party trackers on children website and also fingerprinting attempts. In our study, we faced some challenges. First of all, there is not a comprehensive and up-to-date list of children websites. There are some lists, including a few children websites which were handpicked by experts, but they are not enough for a larger scale study. And another challenges that we faced was detecting advertisement, especially targeted and improper ads automatically. And to do so, we needed to scrape ads and a disclosure page. So to overcome the first challenge, we built our own repository of children website. Using this existing list and also online categorization services, we built a machine learning classifier that detects children website based on their title and metadata such as description. Then we applied this classifier to a to a very large data set of website content, including several billion pages crawled from the web to identify these websites. And since we wanted to have a reliable and robust list of children websites, we conducted a manual review to remove false positive. And speaking of the classifier, we use an existing model, a pre-trained model that was trained on a huge data set of text with billions of parameters. But there are some small models called distilled model, a tiny and efficient model that learn from a very large teacher model, and they can distill the knowledge of bigger model with a comparable accuracy. And also the model that we picked was multilingual. It support around 50 different languages. Then we could detect children website on different languages. After preparing the dataset for crawling process, we utilize an existing open source crawler, but we modified it heavily. Our crawler is an extended version of Tracker Radar Collector, which is a web crawler developed by DuckDuckGo. This crawler interacts with the web page and records different type of data during the crawl, specifically ad related and ad disclosure data, fingerprinting related function call, HTTP request response, and etc. And it also can record a video of the recording. With this study, we measured whether ad targeting is enabled or not by scraping ad disclosure page. To accomplish this, our interactive crawler first detected and scrape advertisement, and then it clicked on the add disclosure button and scraped the information from disclosure page. And later we use this information to determine if ad targeting or ad personalization is enabled for that specific website or not. We then use our crawler to crawl children website from different vantage points. Two EU city like Frankfurt and Amsterdam, one non-EU city like London, and two cities from US, New York City and San Francisco. We also did a limited measurement on mobile to see how ads change when using mobile. Um, so this data is based on more than 70,000 pages collected from 2,000 websites. And we also take 5 inner pages from each website. This crawl is not are not just based on home pages. Okay, now let's turn to the finding of our study. Here is an overview of our result. Our crawler scraped more than 70,000 advertisements from 804 different children websites, and we found advertisement on 36% of these websites, and more importantly, on average 27% of these websites contain targeted advertisement, a practice which is restricted or banned based on regulation or policy. And over 70% of this advertisement that we capture are targeted, meaning that they enabled ad targeting or ad personalization. So non-targeted ad or minority, even for children websites. We also did a exploratory analysis of whether ads on child-directed website link to a malicious page or not. We took a sample and we found 150 out of 4,000 scan link that they were flagged as a malicious or phishing by at least one scan engine from VirusTotal. You might wonder who are these websites that are showing target advertisement to children. Here in this plot you can see the popularity rank of this website, and actually this is one of the positive findings of our studies. And as you can see in a pinkish bar, the more popular the website is, the more likely to show non-targeted ads to children. So top websites, the more popular website, turn off ad personalization more often than low traffic websites. We also looked into the content of the advertisement, including text and images, to detect improper ads. There are some specific categories that should not occur on children website per policy or regulation, like dating, racy, etc. To identify ads containing clickbait, racy content, we used Google Cloud Vision API self-search detection. And in addition, using the multilingual model that allowed us to query for some search terms like dating, etc. And it returns the related ads to those search terms. Actually, the model captures semantic similarity between the search terms and text extracted from advertisements, and it can also be used for other categories. And at the end, we did a manual review to remove the false positives. This table shows the number of improper advertisement we identified in each crawl, amounting to more than 1,000 improper advertisement across 311 distinct websites, children websites. And we stop manual review after reviewing 1,000 ads for each categories. So these numbers are lower, but just to have a sense of whether these improper ads exist on children website or not, and unfortunately they do. Now I'm going to show you some images that we found in our study that are not safe for work. These are some samples of improper ads we detected on children websites. We found ads related to weight loss, mental health, racy ads, and etc. For instance, figure B features an image of ice cream that could be appealing to children, but this is an advertisement about largest online sex toy shop in Germany. The other one in figure A is an advertisement from Alibaba. Display ads featuring racy and disturbing and distasteful images to images of products sold on Alibaba.com, and these are mostly for grabbing attention. We manually visited some of these websites showing targeted advertisement from our computer to see if still we can find these improper ads or not. For example, here in this website, which is a Wood Junior, which is a kids activity, obviously for children, you can see this advertisement here on the bottom of the page, which is written in Dutch. Never go to bed alone, but it's a flirt finder, it's a scam, it's an AI chatbot. Or in another example that we found in a website which is for children, like to learn count numbers to 20 and this kind of stuff. We found this am I gay test, which are most of the time scammy. Or in another website including kindergarten material, we detect this improper advertisement here again. You might wonder, who are these advertisers? Uh, in ad disclosure interface, you can also see advertiser's identity. Actually, Google tells you this ad is run by a company, but this is not for all ads. This is just for some of these ads. And as you can see here in this table, advertisers from other part of the world, like from Cyprus or United Arab Emirates or Israel, are showing ads to children in the EU or in the US visiting this website. We also compare trackers on website with advertisement and without advertisement. If a website has ads, there is a lot of tracking going on. And also we compare trackers between the EU and US scroll. And as you can see in this figure, there are more tracker on the US visit. So more tracking on a US visit, more tracking on a website with advertisements. This table shows a website with the most number of distinct trackers. For example, in the New York City crawl, visiting a website like massfunworksheet.com, we found 161 distinct third-party trackers in just in a single website. Whereas in the EU, visiting wovaspace.com, it triggered 95 distinct trackers, which is less than the US crawl, but still it is a lot. So we reached out to 5 companies that we found to serve racy ads. One of these companies invited us to a call and explained the likely reason for showing inappropriate advertisement, and indicate that they will make further investigations. We also disclosed 34 racy ads to Google by manually visiting the ad disclosure URL of each racy ad. using the report this ad button. In addition, we shared our results with European data protection agencies, consumer protection agencies, and a UK-based NGO focusing on children digital rights. And lastly, our paper will be present on CNIL's Privacy Research Day on Paris. So, to sum up, our study reveals the extensive tracking and frequent targeted and improper advertising on children websites. We found that popular websites are less likely to use targeted ads, and we call for more research, regulation, and enforcement to protect children privacy online. And lastly, our source code and data is open source on GitHub. Make sure to check it out. And thanks for attending this talk, and feel free to reach out if you have any questions.